How bad did it hurt? Sorry. Sorry. Do you know what a train can symbolize? It's not just the high below, okay? It's them moving on to their next destination. It's them moving on to their next destination! Hold on! Here, this stranger intentionally goes out of their way to love them for every single aspect of who they are. Hello Lune, and welcome back. If you don't know me, hi, my name is B. I am a voice actor and K-pop lore nerd, usually with a focus on Anteam and Enhypen. And today we are reacting to two videos that have come out recently for Anteam's comeback, Mark on Me. I have been looking forward to this comeback. I am so excited for it. Having an Anteam comeback is like, I don't know, it's like a blessing of the gods. In all honesty, it's just really exciting. It's a really exciting time because you get a lot of Anteam content. There's a lot of Anteam content happening currently, but in general, it's just nice. It's just nice to have more Anteam music and lore, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm so excited. But yes, now I know for some of you, you may be wondering, B, where have you been? You were supposed to record those animation episode videos, and I will post those as soon as possible. I have life updates, been working full-time in a job that's not full-time, just because we need to find a new employee, so it's been taking some time. So that's taken a lot out of me. I've also had, summer, so family has been visiting, so there's just a lot happening with that. And I play Dungeons and Dragons for fun, which is a lot of fun, and I love it so much. So lots of D&D stuff, which means time, I don't have a lot of it. And that's outside of like voice acting auditions and recording and stuff. So ideally I'll have more of those. But that's why I was really excited for the Anteam comeback, because I knew even though I didn't have as much time during the summer, I knew that having their comeback would put me right back onto making content again, and I'm super excited because I love making content for Anteam. Anyways, so the videos we will be reacting to today are the Mark on Me prologue video that came out a couple of days ago, and the Mark on Me trailer movie thing that literally came out this morning. And I've been seeing people post clips. I was like, no, I can't, I have to watch it myself. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch it if I'm not recording it. So here we are. I'm excited in terms of like lore theories for these videos. As you know, we haven't gotten the Witch of Yarasa English translation of the novel just yet. However, there is going to be an official release for that, I believe, this month, if not next month. So my knowledge is limited outside of the animation videos that I will be reacting to. And so I know some things, but not enough. However, I love kind of going into lore videos without knowing the full context, because I just grab at whatever thread I can find, and it's a lot of fun for me. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I babbled way too much, so let's get started. Okay, this one is The Wolf Who Loved Red. I have stayed away from all the clips as possible this past week, so all I know is obviously it's giving Little Red Riding Hood. So let's see.
이거 처음 보는 얘긴데?
우리가 알고 있는 빨간 모자의 늑대는 언제나 빨간 모자를 해치는 존재였습니다. 하지만 오늘 펼쳐질 이야기는 조금 다릅니다. 숲속에는 늘 혼자였던 늑대가 있었습니다. 단 한 사람이 먼저 손을 내밀었습니다.
같이 갈래?
늑대는 처음으로 누군가의 온기를 알게 되었습니다. 그 순간부터 이야기는 조금씩 달라지기 시작했습니다. 좋은 이야기를 잊지 않기 위해 책갈피를 꽂는 것.
이거는 다시 보자는 약속이야.
늑대는 그 약속을 누구보다 소중하게 생각했습니다.
책갈피는 책에 꽂는 게 맞습니다.
Interesting. Okay.
조금 많이 진심이었습니다.
하나면 되지 않아?
Honestly, the vibes are really cute. I'm
기다리는
really.
것도 인간 세상의 규칙이었습니다. 같이 웃는 법도 배웠습니다.
어? 이게 뭐지?
Mark on me.
찾을 수 있었지만
조야, 여기야 여기.
끝나고 싶지는 않았습니다. 그래서 모르는 척하기로 했습니다.
I love
거리는
this.
조금씩
The vibes are so
가까워지고
fun.
늑대의 마음도 조금씩 길들여졌습니다. 이제
Aw.
이야기가 끝난 줄 알았습니다. 하지만 늑대는 끝내고 싶지 않았습니다. 우리가 알고 있는 늑대는 누군가를 해치는 존재였습니다. 하지만 이번 이야기의 늑대는 단 한 명의 존재에게 기꺼이 길들여진 존재였습니다. 그리고 이 동화는 해피엔딩으로 다시 쓰였답니다.
Yay! Does that mean we're gonna get a happy
다음
ending?
장도 기대해.
Oh, this is so cute! Oh, I love this so much. Wait. But that was so cute. So essentially it seems like it's just a story about it's just a story about the werewolves getting tamed by Red. In a sense, because they're supposed to be menacing creatures, as we just said. But the entire time part of me couldn't tell, like, am I listening to the wolf tell this? I don't know who the narrator is in the story. Like, it's all of them, but is it all of them in third person referring to them in the past? Or what's going on? And I kind of want to watch it again because my brain is confused. So give me one moment.
이거 처음 보는 얘긴데?
우리가 알고 있는 빨간 모자의 늑대는 언제나 빨간 모자를 해치는 존재였습니다. 하지만 오늘 펼쳐질 이야기는 조금 다릅니다.
Okay, so there is a canon story, essentially, is what I'm getting. So there's a story that's supposed to happen. However, the story of the Little Red Riding Hood happens a little differently.
숲속에는 늘 혼자였던 늑대가 있었습니다. 단 한 사람이 먼저 손을 내밀었습니다.
같이 갈래?
늑대는 처음으로 누군가의 온기를 알게 되었습니다.
For the first time, the wolf felt the warmth of a human. I feel like this kind of reminds me of the Witch of Yerasa story. I could be wrong, but I feel like I didn't translate this when I was reading it in the concert. I went to the Blaze the Way concert. I didn't read the translations or translate it when I was reading it, but there's some parts that I understood as like their connection to humans, and it kind of reminds me of that, like their first connection to humans. They're supposed to be like these terrifying beasts, but instead they ended up loving humans and wanting to be, in a sense, their protectors.
그 순간부터 이야기는 조금씩 달라지기 시작했습니다.
So the story that we know changes, is what they're saying. It almost sounds like the canon story is having a different place, which kind of still makes me think of Witch of Yerasa. I really need to read Witch of Yerasa to know what's going on there, because I really don't.
좋은 이야기를 잊지 않기 위해 책갈피를 꽂는 것.
What marks our place to remember a good story?
다시 보자는 약속이야.
It's a promise to meet again, which still sounds like the Witch of Yerasa, because in the Witch of Yerasa, spoiler alert! Although if you've watched Anteam's content, you kind of get the gist of it anyways in their previous music videos. But in The Witch of Yerasa, Enid dies. And I do think there is a sense, like this promise, I think on her grave to like meet again, that it's not the end for them. So that's what this part reminds me of.
늑대는 그 약속을 누구보다 소중하게 생각했습니다.
He held that promise close to his heart.
책갈피는 책에 꽂는 게 맞습니다.
조금 많이 진심이었습니다.
Bookmarks belong in books, so I think that's like saying that you remember the memories that took place in that story. Like when you read, I know some people, like I don't do this, but some people have the page things, the stickers that allow you to kind of take notes or notate like maybe your favorite parts of a story. And that's kind of what that makes me think of.
하나면 되지 않아?
기다리는 것도 인간 세상의 규칙이었습니다.
Waiting was one of the rules in the human world. They're waiting to see the end of the story.
같이 웃는 법도 배웠습니다.
어? 이게 뭐지?
찾을 수 있었지만
요야, 여기야, 여기.
끝나고 싶지는 않았습니다. 그래서 모르는 척하기로 했습니다.
Even though he knew how the story would end, he didn't want it to end.
거리는 조금씩 가까워지고 늑대의 마음도
Maybe because he knew that at the end, it would be the promise to meet again, right? And he didn't like that.
조금씩 길들여졌습니다. 이제 이야기가 끝난 줄 알았습니다. 하지만 늑대는 끝내고
But
싶지
the wolf
않았습니다.
wanted to keep it going.
우리가 알고 있는 늑대는
The wolves we know.
누군가를 해치는 존재였습니다. 하지만 이번 이야기의 늑대는 단 한 명의 존재에게 기꺼이 길들여진 존재였습니다. 그리고 이 동화는 해피엔딩으로 다시 쓰였답니다.
다음 장도 기대해.
I love it. I love it. The vibes are so fun. I love it. It's so whimsical. But yeah, it kind of feels like this idea of like there's one story that's written, but they don't like how that story ends, so they rewrite the story or they go through a whole other story to have that happy ending, which doesn't always happen, especially for our Anteam boys in their lore. And so here, to keep the story from ending, they kind of keep it from the canon event happening, so to say. So, and instead, they stay with the human and learn from the human and get tamed by the human, and they have that happy ending, and it says stay tuned for more because the story doesn't end there. Because unlike the previous story where, you know, in this one, they actually still are happy together. But yeah, so that's the Little Red Riding Hood one. I absolutely love it. Again, the vibes are so whimsical. This is great. I've seen like tiny pieces of the clips without knowing the context, and I was like, are we getting like cute songs in this concept? But the trailer for First Mark dropped, and I was like, maybe not. Maybe that's not what's happening. They did say that there's a song that kind of is reminiscent of Deer Hunter, so that's the chances of it being cute and wholesome and bubbly is a little low. But let's go ahead and react to the next video.
너가 상처라고 생각해서 숨겼다.
Everyone thought it was
네가 처음으로 내 상처를 읽었다.
read my words.
글자를 처음 보는 어린애처럼 아주 느리고
Strange.
천천히 따라 읽었다. 아주 신중한 표정으로 모음과 자음 하나까지 이해하려는 것 같았다.
Ooh, this narration.
僕は緊張していた。襟首がかすかに震える。乾いた傷跡の上を君の指がなぞるたび、指紋の凹凸までも感じる気がした。
I think I understand.
ぬくもり、乾いた空気。The air pressed against my body. ここにあるすべてが一瞬になって、その一瞬は永遠みたいに続いた。
Interesting.
이거 글자네.
They're letters?
感覚のない傷跡、ひりつく心。その痛みはまるでこじらせた風のように熱を帯びる。
Ooh.
那微热的心
Oh god.
冷却下来，ザクザクしている。どれくらい痛かった？頭の中が白夜で満たされた。僕たちは同じ速さで同じ方向へ歩いた。
같은 속도의 이방인. 너는 내 몸에 남긴 유일한 오탈자였다. 틀렸지만 여전히 읽을 수 있었다.
What?
네가 처음으로 내 상처를 흉터가 아니라 문양으로 읽어준 사람이 되는
What
거야.
is a mark? God. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. How do I... I don't know if I'll be able to analyze this fully in just the reaction video. This will definitely be one of those that I have to make a separate video for. I kind of almost teared up, like, listening to that. And reading the subtitles for it, because obviously that's how I, get the gist. God. Oh god, that's so good. Okay. Whew, gonna cry. It seems like with this concept so far, it talks about intimacy, in a sense, right? This idea of tracing over someone's scars, their fingertips, every part of them to know who they are, to go from strangers, which is what it kind of talked about too, to someone who knows and understands you. Because you don't start off as friends from the get-go. You start off as someone who you start off as a stranger. And here, this stranger intentionally goes out of their way to love them for every single aspect of who they are. Their wounds, I think, which kind of talks about at the beginning, we're going to go back and watch it. The wounds on their bodies are part of them. It's a mark. And a mark, kind of like the bookmark in the previous video that we just watched, a mark is, it's something that makes, it's part of your overarching story as a person, in a sense, right? It's not just a wound or a scar. It's who you are. Is kind of the vibe I got from that. And so I wonder if, because the concept, the title of this comeback is Mark on Me. So it could be saying that they themselves have a mark on them, of course, that is still loved. Or it could also be saying that whoever is leaving the mark on them is part of who they are as a person, even if that person wounded them. But I guess we'll see. So let's go ahead and go back. Oh, I actually thought this was interesting. This paper that's not fully the wall, right? Like, you can tell it's trying to kind of sketch along the wall, almost like a parallel. But it's not actually the wall, and I wasn't sure what that's supposed to mean. This also is like a really interesting indentation into the wall, almost like a door. So I'm kind of curious as to what the intention behind it was. Is this kind of like another story? Like the first one was saying, instead of the original wall, they have something they themselves created.
모두가 상처라고 생각해서 숨겼다.
Everyone thought it was a wound, so I kept it hidden away. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, that's so good.
네가 처음으로 내 상처를 읽었다.
You were the first to read my wounds. Oh god, it feels like I'm literally reading a poem right now. God.
글자를 처음 보는
Like a
어린애처럼
child seeing letters for
아주
the very
느리고
first time. Slowly. I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, essentially, they look at the wound and they're not seeing this thing that, like, scars, like, because when people see, like, a scar, some people will look away. Some people will be disgusted by it. Some people just are like, oh, bro, what the heck? But this person was like, hey, like, what happened? Like, how did this happen to you? And they want to genuinely, like, learn about that person.
천천히 따라 읽었다.
God.
아주 신중한 표정으로 모음과 자음 하나까지.
And here the pages are on the wall again.
이해하려는 것 같았다.
Without realizing it, I tensed up. And here, it's a sense of, like, because he's in this block of ice, right? And it's kind of like when your heart is so cold or you protect yourself. I don't really hear it compared to ice as often. Typically people say like they put up a wall, but here it kind of makes me think of like when your heart becomes like a block of ice in a sense, right? It's something that you protect from people, from the pain and stuff. And here you can see the ice is like kind of melting a little bit, and it says, without realizing it, I tensed up. And I think that is the reaction someone who has like hardened their heart, so to say, would do.
襟首がかすかに震える
Shivers ran down the back of my neck.
乾いた傷跡
And
の
your
上を
fingers traced over. I mean, yeah. Honestly, if I had a scar and someone was just like, wow, I'd be like, what are you doing? just realistically, yes, that's exactly what I would do.
君の指がなぞるたび指紋の凹凸までも感じる気がした
I could almost feel the grooves of your fingertips. So it's and here it's not just intimate for the person who's getting to know you. It is intimate for the person who's being known by you. They can feel your intention behind the movement.
ぬくもり乾いた空気
And here he's hugging the ice as if like the warmth will melt it.
The air pressed against my body ここにあるすべてが一瞬になってその一瞬は永遠みたいに
And it turns into a moment and transforms into it's that moment where this person is kind of engraved in who you are and in your memory. Oh, that's so good.
이거 글자네.
They're letters.
永遠みたいに続いた
이거 글자네.
I think it continues this idea that the mark on you tells a story.
感覚のない傷
So instead of it just being a scar, there's words to it.
ひりつく心その痛みはまるでこじらせた風のように熱を帯びる
那微热的心很快变冷却
The
下来，
feverish heart soon turns cold.
ザクザクしているどれくらい痛かった
How bad did it hurt? Sorry. Ah! Good job, Ima. Good job.
頭の中が白夜で満たされた
My mind was consumed by a white night.
たちは同じ速さで同じ方向へ歩いた
같은 속도의 이 방인. 너는 내 몸에 남긴 유일한 오탈자였다.
You were the only typo left on my body,
여전히
misspelled
읽을 수
but
있었다.
still readable.
네가 처음으로 내 상처를 흉터가 아니라
The first to read my wound.
문양으로 읽어준 사람이 되는 거야.
And the train? The train? Why are they in a train station again? Do you remember the last time we were in a train station? We had a train in Samidare. You guys know how I feel about the trains. Anyone who watches my content knows, this is typical me freaking out over a train. It's probably nothing. I'm like, do you know what a train can symbolize? It's not just the Hybler, okay? It's them moving on to their next destination. It's them moving on to their next destination. Hold on. I would definitely have to take some time to read more on the lore. But yes, essentially it does kind of feel like the story overall, what we see on the surface is the stranger and this person getting to know each other, and by doing so, that person leaving a mark on them. And that person is imperfect. They're imperfect as any other person would be. That's hence the like typo like wording there. Oh god, That was so good. I love watching Anteam's like concept trailers and all that, because there's always just something hidden behind it. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of thoughts that I have here in terms of how it could connect to the high blur and stuff, but different things. But I kind of want to... There's a lot of things I want to do with that when it comes to high blur. So I don't want to connect it in a reaction video, but I will talk about it in another video for sure. But yeah, overall, those are like the surface like thoughts that I have. The just kind of immediate like an analysis of this video. It's really good. It's really poetic. Very romantic in a sense, for sure. Very intimate, as you have seen. In the words and also in some of the scenes. I can kind of see now why they said that whatever song's coming out might make people think of Deer Hunter. Because if it's this romantic and intimate, I have no idea what the music video is going to be like. But the song is called Mark on Me, and so and that kind of reminds me of like they're very different. But Bite Me had like the whole like duo partner dances, which was really great, and it was also like this intimate scene. And so like maybe we're going for some romantic vibes here, something more intimate, something more whatever this whole video was. But I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll see. I'm excited to kind of see where this comeback takes us. I always love Anteam. I love their music. I love what they do, and I really just, I want to keep doing stuff for Anteam. So, anyways, that's all I can record for today, but definitely anticipate some lore videos coming out within the next month as they come out with their own content. I will be gone for a week, so in that week I probably won't be able to do much, but after that I'll try to get right on top of it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!